Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Fixed it.
Yeah. I was really you really hit me with something
Well,
with this.
you
But
know,
yeah.
sometimes, first of all, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. So I save a lot of people a lot of time writing me a message that I have indeed broken nail. So I'm aware it's about to be fixed. I do talk with my hands sometimes. So I just don't want you to waste your time and say, Sherry, you broke a nail. However, now they're gonna do it anyways. So there's my disclaimer. Okay, so
Mm.
I talk to a lot of people every day, a whole lot of people.
Mm.
Um, while you're up here talking to people, I'm also talking to people, talking to different folks. It's odd, right?
Mm.
Like one day I can be talking to Stephanie in Columbus, and one day I can be talking to Camicia, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day I could be I talk to a lot of people. Those are my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I chat with a lot of people, and you know, the question is this. This is it. What is it? I was about to say you people.
Oh, oh,
I
wow.
was.
We're gonna have
I
one
had
of
to
those
stop
kind of
myself.
videos.
I had to stop myself. I was
Wow. Okay.
I was about to say it, but what is it, you men, males, masculine energies, right? Can be um born male, transition male, it doesn't matter, right? Masculine energy. Just throw that out there.
Okay.
What is it the hell you want from women? What is it the hell you want? Another one, another like, that's the question, but there's a B to it, right? What in the hell will keep you from cheating?
Mm.
Those two questions are the ones that I get most often, right? Why do I keep it, and why do I keep attracting guys who are married to somebody else? Why do I keep attracting men in my life who's attached to somebody else, who continues to see me and continues to lead me on, but will not choose me?
Mm.
What is it?
Mm.
Here we go. Here we go. So, as I was
Here we
saying,
go. Here the we
here we
go.
go.
That's kind of where we go. I mean, just looking at it, and that's kind of where we're at.
It's looking to me like you need a little support in the room. You know what I mean? A
Yeah,
little bit more masculine energy.
we're getting
I'm
it.
I'm for real in my feminine energy today. I have to be.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to make sure that we have a guest coming, so I wanted to make sure I messaged
You
them.
know those gummies I ate earlier?
Yeah,
Perfect
awesome,
timing.
awesome.
Perfect time.
You asked me this question
Mm.
this morning. It was really interesting, and I was like,
Yeah, but
huh. So, we reached out and saw, just to reach out to most of the men that I've connected to who seem to be very spiritually aware.
did you
And
reach out to the one with the cows?
the cows. Oh no,
Yeah.
I could probably
Reach
do
out
that.
to him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good one. Good one.
Because I want a whole listen, you're gonna love this or not. We'll see by his reaction.
Yeah.
Um, I need perspectives from not only you, but I'm gonna need a perspective from Rocky Mavia.
Right. Yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was his alter ego
No, that was
back
somebody
in
else's
the
alter ego.
day.
I stole it.
You stole it. You stole it.
Because before he was The Rock, he was Rock and Bob. Yeah.
He was, so you stole it?
It was just kind of there. It was
And you
available.
turned it real
Well,
suave.
I turned it into an email. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
uh,
That's the email. That's you. That was your hoe email. I mean, that was your
I
woman email. I shouldn't say hoe.
it was
That's not bad.
actually
That would have
my
been
email
me.
was what? Love you for your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was yours? Brown Eyed Beauty? You see
Yeah,
how that connected? Did you ever pay attention to that or
I
no?
don't know.
Mm,
So I want perspective from your former self, if you can tap into that, right?
right.
And also your perspective now. And and when we pull people in, um, I think we got a couple people who said yes. Then and then maybe we'll do this again. And maybe we'll do it again. And maybe we'll do what do women want, right?
Yeah.
So let's what the feminine energy, what does the feminine energies want, right? And I'm talking all aspects, all aspects, 3D, spiritually, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking physical, um, everything, everything. And I get it, we all get it, that we all have different sort of I wouldn't want to say taste, but that's the word that's coming to me. Different types of the opposite,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So, um, I'm just going to use men and women, and I'm not going to try to offend anybody. But please don't leave me hate mail. I love you all.
Yeah.
um, you know what I mean. I mean feminine energies and male energies. So just follow that, okay? And but um, what was I saying?
You're talking about you need me to
Yeah, to tap, but the people who are coming in, right? I understand that everybody has different types that they sort of look for. Like,
what
like
do
one man sort of would like a chubby girl versus a real skinny girl versus a voluptuous woman, or this person prefers black um women over white women. This person, I mean, I understand that there's different types, right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna ask all of, especially men who are coming in, their personal sort of physical types as well, and what really sort of is more of a turn off, right? That you would see sort of. I don't want to make it sound judgmental, but we all go to Walmart. Um, don't tell me y'all don't judge people in Walmart, because you do. Because you see some stuff in Walmart. We all see it. We see it too. Um, but like, what is those things that you see when you're in Walmart? You know what I mean? That you're like, that you wouldn't be able to physically connect with that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
On a physical level versus, and in back in the day in the clubs and that type of thing, back in the day when you were hopping, what was it that drew you to certain people, right? um and what was it that the person that you were with didn't have that kept you from not cheating,
Mm,
right? And so to have that perspective, so I would love to do another one of these so we can get a lot more opinions and thoughts and things like that. I think it would be really cool for feminine energies to hear what really the thought processes are that goes on,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And what and the heart processes and the soul processes, right?
Yeah.
What and then when they all align, right? Or when they're not aligned,
Right.
those types of things.
Hmm.
So we want to know, ladies, don't we want to know? I mean, I've got my man, right?
Yeah.
But don't we want to know? Don't I want to know?
I can give it to you from both a wounded perspective and a healing perspective because I've experienced both now at this
Okay,
point.
right.
Um, for me, the wounded experience was more sense activated, more like smell, look, touch was kind of touch and go because you want to touch and go, but you don't really feel like the other person is going to be all in for that. You know what I mean?
Why do you want to touch and go? Why don't you look
We
for
want to be
a relationship?
we want to be in charge of the disconnect because remember, we all had a mother's love at some point,
Hmm.
right? And what we want to do is be close to a woman who will let us in close, but we all want to be in control of how long that lasts. That's a problem in a lot of ways, right?
Right.
Because, when you get thrown out of the nest or when you're let go of the nest or when you don't have that same motherly love you used to get, after the age of 6 or 7, it really goes back to what you experienced that love to be. You want nurturing, but if it gets too nurturing and you feel like you can't be without it, you'll start to pull away. You'll pull away because you know that eventually that's going to go away. So you never
Okay.
keep, you know what I mean? You never keep your nest in one place because that nest somehow, some way is going to fall beneath you. And we're not doing it on purpose because, we want to find somebody just like our mother in a lot of ways. We don't mean to. And even if they're absent, if we have an absent mom, we want a woman who's not there all the time.
Ooh, we
I know
keep
that
you
sounds,
keep shaking the table. They're gonna be mad.
is that me?
I think it's you,
Oh, I didn't realize that thing's on here. Oh,
man.
there's a stabilization thing we can do.
Oh, you're gonna they're gonna be so
But
mad.
anyway, no, it's probably because of how the
Okay.
thing wobbles down here.
Okay.
So
Plus I've got it up here.
what I feel, when I feel into what I was doing in my woundedness, I was feeling into what wasn't there no more. And I kept dreaming that it's never going to be there. So I would find pieces of that in the women that I was with. And it would attract me. I mean, we're going to be attracted to something familiar, a feeling of familiarity, right? But we don't pay attention to the feeling. We're just paying attention to whatever we paid attention to before, whether it's something we physically saw, whether it's something that I felt or heard, because even sound has an impact on it. Like you can go up to a really attractive girl and she have a deep voice, and it could throw you completely off.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it has a lot to do with what you surrounded. Men are just like that though, because remember, we're also brought up to kind of start disconnecting from our feelings.
Right.
We're kind of shown that,
Right.
or we're told that's what men do.
Oh, right.
You know, I couldn't really until that collision of what that felt like. I didn't know that anything really ever truly was going to last. Do you know what I mean? I always felt
Yeah.
like everything was coming to an end. Even if I got in, I could say, "Oh, I want to get married," and I want to marry. I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. I literally could feel that for a split second and go, I've changed my mind because I knew that I didn't. I knew how things would end.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't know was how things would begin. You know what I mean? I was so focused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to be in charge of how it ended. I'd
So,
disappear.
so you would just leave out of women's lives.
Well, you know
All
what I
except you weren't able to obviously do that with your wife because you had a son. So,
what I was shown what marriage was growing up was that you get married and then you leave and you never come back because that's what happened.
right.
That's what I saw marriage to be.
Mm-hmm.
So when I felt I wanted to get married,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave and not come back. I just skipped the marriage part. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but you know what I mean. It was just like that's literally how it was. You're an autopilot.
Right.
You're an autopilot because what just happened back there threw you through a loop. And that loop was buckle up, this is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you don't really get to stay on that ride long. You don't, because then reality hits you where you're like, but I want to be with somebody.
So, which is a question that's going to be on the ladies' minds when they're watching, right?
Mhm.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
Do you guys really want to be do, I'd like to go with what maybe we feel. I don't know what the percentage is, right? I don't know, but what the percentages of men or yeah, men who really want to be in a relationship
Yeah.
versus men who just want to stay by themselves the rest of their lives,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Because they're out there too.
right, but we're in our wounded when we're like that. We're wounded. We're acting out our woundedness
When?
when we're just out there like that. We're acting it out. Here, give me an example because this will really resonate with you. What I mean, I wanted to be with you, and I wanted to be connected to you, and I didn't know what that would look like. So I had to follow what I felt connection to be before, which seems sometimes like it seems like I'm like 6 years old around you, right? It's like you have to sometimes repeatedly tell me things like I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Because I remember what the connection was like. So it's like a mimic. What we're looking at is we're trying to look at an adult male without realizing that that child is still very much active. You know what I'm saying? And when
Right.
I first came into connection with you, you saw that in me. I know you did
Yeah, I
because
did.
you connected to me deeper than my mom did.
Well, I remember asking a lot of questions. But I made sure that the questions that I asked were the right
But see,
questions.
that's what I mean. You didn't, when you would ask me questions, it was like you weren't asking me based on, is this the right question to ask you? You were asking me, and it felt like to me, you wanted to know how I really
Yes, I
felt.
did. Right.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, when you asked me how I really felt, I look back in my life and I don't ever remember that ever happening. And it was like something woke me up. It was like, bam, what the fuck was that? Like, why are you asking me about what I feel? Right? People don't do that. You know what I mean? It's like a
Mhm.
wake up call. And but because you didn't go, no, that's not what I'm asking. It was like I could hear you actually asking about the feeling I was in. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That never happened. That never, when a man finds that, we're never leaving ever.
Mm.
You can't get rid of it. I'm trying to, I'm not telling you that it's not like a vacuum, but it kind of lets you know that you can be connected to. Like you want to feel
Yeah.
secure. When you want to feel secure, do you notice if when you want to feel secure in our connection, if you connect to what I'm feeling, tell me what I start doing. Don't I start coming up to you and I'm just,
Hmm.
you don't even realize it, but you'll
Yeah.
come over and I'm just doing this. And I'm like, all over
Hmm.
you and then just kiss me. And you know what I'm saying? I'm all that, right? And it's because you're paying attention to what I feel.
Yeah.
We're not used to that.
Right.
So what we're looking for in a woman, she's so far off the mark from that because she believes we don't feel anything. She was raised to think men don't feel.
Do you really feel like the feminine energy or the females that are coming at um
Yeah.
the single males, right? Or the married males, ladies don't. Um and if you do, get a hold of me and you don't.
Right.
Um um hi,
Hi,
Omar.
we're talking about men and women. You will catch you in. Just keep listening to what Sherry's saying.
Yeah,
It's in.
where was I at?
You're talking about how women didn't, growing up with. Now
Yeah,
saying how
yeah.
men.
Do most men feel, right, that women feel? Do most men feel that most women feel, right, that you as masculine energies as males, right? Um, do you feel that we feel that you're um
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all
rocked,
right.
rocks,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, rocks that one of two things.
Okay.
Rocks that we'll have to chisel through,
Right.
or a clingy, someone who's clingy, right? Who's clung to their mother most of their lives, and now their mother's passed, and now they're
Right.
looking for a woman, and they're
No,
super clingy.
But the clingy, right? Let's talk
Yeah.
about what clingy. So when a man is attracted to a woman,
Mm-hmm.
when she becomes clingy,
Mm-hmm.
she becomes territorial, which isn't about us anymore,
Right.
right?
Right.
So they're not focused on us anymore. They're focused on what they believe is theirs,
Yeah.
which we haven't claimed them. So it's like,
Yeah.
as a man,
Which would
it-
be this, you know what I mean?
well, no, it would be, oh, he's mine. And then you just walk away looking around, waiting to piss on something. And you got your leg hiked up on your
leg on me.
I know, but the leg
You're
gets hiked up on, you're like peeing on the man trying to make a
Or he's
topic.
hiking his leg.
So here's how it works. If a woman comes over and you are attracted to her,
Yes.
and she actually wants to hold your hand while you're talking to her,
Mm-hmm.
or while she's talking to you, she
Mhm.
wants you to hold her hand,
Mm-hmm.
we feel connected to. Now, when that happens and you start making it about everybody else, you've taken your energy off of what he's feeling.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And I know what the question's going to be from the ladies out there.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you find yourself in that position, right?
Yeah.
And you've connected to someone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And you were in a dark bar, and then the lights come on.
Yeah.
And what's going on here
Mm-hmm.
isn't what you particularly prefer, right?
Right.
What happens then?
You don't let that destroy the confidence built by what you felt, because the feeling will make the person look more beautiful, not the view of it. Because
Okay.
when you go from your mind, you get the what you see in a magazine. But if you go from what you feel, you see what you can be with. You feel what you can be in.
Okay.
There's a difference. And so when you try to make it about what you're actually, the attraction that we all share with each other,
Mhm.
that attraction is fleeting. If you don't actually let somebody feel into you, what can you have? You know it's going to last so long.
Right.
You want them to actually, if you are attracted to me, I want to feel your attraction to me.
Mhm.
As a man, we want to feel that. We want to feel that you're attracted. We want to feel that.
Do you want to know, like the feminine energies want to know? We want validation, a lot of validation. Do you
What do you want to be validated in?
that, you know what I mean, that you love us,
Okay.
that, you know what I mean?
Love is going to be different for each
Right. Or
person.
that you know what I mean, that you're feeling.
Right. Now that's the big thing.
Yeah.
A man has this in his heart, and I don't know him. I have not talked to one man yet who said they don't feel this. Love is a feeling. Love doesn't have anything to do with what I think. Love is a feeling.
Right.
Now, what happens is when we get involved with a woman who goes to her head a lot,
Right.
she's not in the feeling.
Which brings
She's
which
just not in the
brings
feeling.
A woman's confidence into play. Do you not agree, Omar? He's gotta unmute.
Say that again.
So
Confidence. We're talking about confidence in women when we approach you, right?
mhm.
Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what, Omar, tell me what you look for, and then I'm gonna come back to you and get your little double answer.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell me what you look for, Omar. If somebody's approaching, if a female or feminine energy, if that's what you prefer, that's what he prefers, right? I love you all. Um, approaches you, when a female approaches you, right? What is it that gets your focus first? first and foremost, above anything, what is it that gets your attention? Is it confidence or is it physical looks?
Physical looks.
And if that person is unattractive, right, to you, could very well be super attractive to somebody else, right?
Right.
But unattractive to you, do you allow that person to get to know you and get to be a part of you or part of your, your life experience, whatever it may be, on a friendship level or whatever? Do you still allow that person, or do you just be like, oh no?
No, I allow them to become part of my connection. It's not about all about looks if there is an understanding. I mean, that's the word I'm gonna use, understanding. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna just, if she's not my type, we can be friends. I got a lot of ugly friends because I'm ugly to people too. You know what I'm saying? And we friends. So nah, it don't make a difference. But to be attracted, if they what I want, the second thing I look for is if we connect, the conversation, and I like a woman that's confident, very confident. I like that. That just, I don't like no all that other stuff.
Or how about when we go out and we start talking about all of the assholes we've dated before, who's hurt us and put us through so much trauma and left us with nothing? And
I have one question.
you know what I mean? All that whole country song.
As men who go from wounded to healing,
Mhm.
we have a question for that space.
Oh, okay.
And that question usually starts with, how did you receive love from your father? And
Oh,
usually we
yeah.
find a complete absence of why they can't connect to us.
Right.
Because they didn't get to see a man who had feelings. They didn't get to see a man who could cry. They didn't get to see a man who could laugh. They didn't get to see a man. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There is a whole space where we need that. We need that kind of connection because we had to step in to a woman, her, Gemma. We had to step into a space where our mother didn't have a father. So we had to step up. And we got recognized for stepping up, but we didn't get connected to. So what we look for is, like he said, we look for understanding, that they understand who we are.
Mhm.
But what we really want is for them to connect to who we are. We're happy with the understanding because we can disconnect from that. Connection, you can't. Connection, you suffer. It's a whole other different experience. But if you connect to how I feel, I'll know when you're not connected to how I feel. Do you see what I'm saying? I'll know that. And there's an energy exchange that's happening. And when you have a beautiful girl come up, Omar, you could say, when a beautiful girl comes up to you, you can feel if her energy is open or closed.
Mm-hmm.
You would agree?
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's closed.
Yeah.
See, we both are going, yeah, it's
Mhm.
like if you meet a woman who's open and she's friendly and she's kind and she's, you could tell that she pays attention to the feelings around the people around her. You can pick up on a woman like that, but they're rare. Rare. You're rare. You are rare. Then you're unique. And you're unique. Well, the thing is a lot of the things that hurt, a lot of the things,
like a
a
unicorn.
lot of the things that hurt you that you were able to heal opened you. Does that make sense?
Right.
But the things you couldn't heal are you're still in the battle of healing.
I mean, I'm still
right?
pretty damn difficult.
Actually, you're not difficult.
I mean, I am
Actually,
pretty
here's what
difficult.
I've learned in 19 years. If I just connect,
Teeny.
if I just connect to how you feel and don't argue with you, what happens? Do you know where I learned that?
Where did you learn that?
You came to me and brought that to me first.
Oh, yeah. And I just
If you would
forgot.
have, well, no, you got sick
Oh, yeah.
and it became an unconscious space, and it really tested that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But I noticed something. Our connection always remained with the same strength, if not stronger, through things
Right.
because of it.
Right.
But a man wants somebody. Omar, would you agree that men want you to? We want them to not just understand us. We don't need the understand. We need them to connect how we feel.
What do you want us to talk about when we meet?
When you meet,
Like, what do you
what
want?
did you do today?
Right. Okay.
Did you think about us meeting today? Do you normally do that? Do you think about events that are happening right now, or do you usually like to plan things out? That's really simple, right?
Right.
We don't have to come prepared to answer a bunch, but at the same time, you get to know us in the present, which really is what we want more than anything.
Do you want to talk about your family? How many brothers and sisters you have?
If my
How many
family,
aunts
if
and
I'm
uncles you
hurting
have?
from my family, that could be a place you
Yeah.
probably don't want to go.
Right.
You probably could start off with, maybe just saying, who's your best friend?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's your best friend? Who do you talk to? Do you, what kinds of things do you have a hobby? Do you like to go out and
What do you like to talk about, Omar, on when you're out on like a first date? When you
Whatever she
get to know somebody, what do you like to talk about?
whatever. I'm open to whatever. It's no certain topic. Is how we connect. And if you connect with that person, this conversation just gonna flow, whatever it may be.
All right.
Hmm.
And if the conversation is not flowing,
then
there's I knew I was going to be difficult tonight, but
well, no, if the conversation is not
it's
flowing,
important. It's important because we want to know.
the silence is still communication too.
Okay.
It's really, is it a comfortable silence or an uncomfortable silence?
Right.
You get to determine which one
That's
that is, because
right.
sometimes, like with you, when I would come and see you and you would be speechless and you wouldn't say anything. I mean, I can remember one day I came and saw you, you might have got 3 words out. Ha,
Right.
but that was you.
Yeah.
Right. So if you think about it, I still had a conversation with you, even though if you didn't say nothing.
Right.
Because that feeling, we're afraid to feel each other. And that's what I learned through the healing, is we're afraid to let our guards down and just let you feel me.
Right.
Like if I'm going to hold back that I have pain, if I'm a hold back, why are you ever going to trust me?
Right.
And we want that from women just as much as they want it from us. That's the sad part. The sad part is that's not even on discussion right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our discussion is, what is it that
I think
men
we should
want
do
from women?
what
It's
women
all,
want too.
this
We'll
is
do
a
that
part of
next.
it.
Let's
Well,
do that.
this is a very
I just
large.
committed to that.
If you ask Omar, the woman that you are connected to,
Uh-huh.
does she know your feelings? Have you ever been able to just open up and let her feel everything you feel without you ever saying anything? Has she ever given you that space?
Yeah.
Did you run when she did?
No.
Then why aren't you together?
Other issues.
But isn't that what you needed, what you had in the beginning?
Nah. When we talked, remember the last meeting we talked about?
No,
The
I
last
don't.
meeting, the last, okay, you be having so many meetings. The last live we had, the men's meeting, the last one that I was on. And it was me, you, I forget my man's name. It was just 3 of us.
I know who come. What's shoot? I know who's Clinton.
Clinton?
Clinton.
Okay.
Clinton.
Yeah.
When it's the same issue Clinton had as this person has, and right now they going through healing themselves. However, they healing themselves in a way that is still detrimental to themselves. But this is something that they got to do. I did everything I was supposed to do. I think she called me I think no, I don't think she called me no pussy, but she ain't never had no man that really opened up to her the way I had. I allowed her in. I told her how I felt. She understood that. She understands our connection too. So this is an issue that she got to do.
I have a question about that though.
Nope. Go ahead.
I just have a question, just a simple question. The reason I think Sherry wanted to do this,
Your questions are never simple. Go
but
ahead.
this is actually this is going to be very simple because I want to speak for the women that are watching this, and this is the space. If he noticed, she said men don't open up to me like this to him, and he didn't stop and go, how did that make you feel?
Right.
He didn't stop. He wanted to keep throwing off what he felt. So she kept feeling like her feelings mattered at all, did not matter. So he lost connection to her, not because of her.
Okay.
He lost
Can I
connection.
say something? No, can I say
When you
something?
asked her,
Yeah.
Can I-
You
can I-
get a
can I-
chance. You get a chance.
my question
Can I
was this.
say this?
Yeah,
No.
so my question is
See?
this.
Okay.
How did you accept her telling you no man ever opened up to her?
How did I accept it? Because I
No,
didn't
how
give you
did you?
How did I accepted it cold-heartedly. I understood. I embraced it. You didn't let me finish. I'm
Okay.
telling you what I said.
Right.
But I didn't give you the whole conversation because it was a give and take. You understand? She expressed, I expressed how I felt. She expressed how she felt. I expressed how I felt. She expressed how she felt. It was a give and take. It was a mutual thing. I ain't gonna say give and take because I wasn't giving nothing. I was released. I was letting her feel how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Just like she let me feel how she was feeling. That's how I know that she never experienced that because she told me
She told you. Yeah.
yes. Just like I said, it was a give and take.
So how did she actually feel that? Why did she feel? How did that make her feel that you were opening up, but no man ever did?
It was strange to her. She said it was strange to her. At the same time, it was refreshing.
So did it hurt her or scare her?
Yeah, it scared the shit out of her ass.
Well, how did
Yeah.
you tell her she didn't need to be scared anymore?
I expressed that.
How did you
I expressed that by the fact that it's like that I ain't come to hurt or harm you. I come because we connected. I'm not here to put any pressure on you or put any kind of emphasis that you gotta accept it, but this is what it is. This is how I'm coming at you. I'm not coming at you hard. I'm not coming at you like you gotta make it. Okay, let me put it like I gotta give you some more details with her because you understand her. She come from a situation where she always felt pressure to accept what was coming at her. You understand? So she was always her friends, her so-called friends, and all that guys that she was dealing with. She always felt pressure to do something that she really didn't want to do. I relieved that by being patient, by staying still. You understand? I didn't pressure her. I let her move the way she wanted to move, or however slow it was. I was being patient. So it wasn't like, oh, you got to do this because I want this or I want that. No, it's not that. It's like, take your time. This is something that you haven't experienced before. It's going to be a little, your ego going to get in the way in a little bit of what's going on. And you got to take it for what it is. Like everybody's not the same. And that's how she was looking at it, that everybody's the same. In one way or another, I'm going to force something on her or I'm going to make her do something that she don't want to do. And it never happened. There's times when I was like, situations our situation is crazy. How I'm saying it is crazy, but it's not for the audience right now. You understand? But I could tell you how it is, how it went down, and how I stayed connected, and how we still connected, even though she blocked me on everything, like phone and all that. She blocked me, but I understand why. It's just the fight that she's fighting is her fight. I can just stand by her side. I can't interrupt it. I can't jump in and tell her what to do. This is something that she got to cleanse by herself. I'm just letting her know that I'm here.
We got less than 2 minutes left, and yeah, we got less than 2 minutes left. So we're gonna have to
Do another.
yeah, wind it down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue this with others as well. So if you're interested, guys, or masculine energy, it doesn't have to be a man, masculine energy, anybody in their masculine energy can join us on Zoom for the next one, and we're going to continue this for men, what do you want, right? What do you want? Because right now we only started. We're just focusing on like looks and feelings and things. I think it's gonna be fun to really deep dive into really what is gonna keep you from cheating. You know what I mean?
Men, not all men cheat.
No.
But we'll break up with you and go with somebody else.
Right.
We
Real
will
quick.
do that
Right.
simply because we don't feel that you're.
Yeah, but some men don't. Most men will just cheat. Most men will just have a side chick.
We're taught
or
to
2
cheat.
or 3 or
We are
4.
taught.
And most women will have a backup plan too.
Right. So we're going to get into all that. If you're interested in joining us, send us an email at
relationshipreinvent@gmail.com.
relationshipreinvent@gmail.com, and we'll post here in YouTube when we're going to be back on. See you soon.